Okay, hello. This is Gloomy, and I'm Kaya. I'm like not new to trying out YouTube, but like this is like the first time I'm actually trying to like take it seriously, and this is so awkward. But I figured I have like a type of personality for this. I just need to like do it. I have some questions here that I'm gonna answer. You can try to get to know me a little bit. And they're from my Instagram and stuff. And most of these questions are like really simple. Some of them are kind of like, they get a little deeper. But like, you know. Also, my lighting is not the best, and neither is my background. But I don't care because people have to like start somewhere. So, first of all, I'm Kaya. And I'm from like the DMV area. I just turned 23 in April. And I'm like very socially awkward. I'm actually really awkward with just the camera. But like especially socially. So like y'all will have to work with me with this. Most of these are from that Not Gonna Lie app. It's like one of those apps where you can make a link and like people can ask you stuff. And it gets sent to you anonymously and stuff, so they don't have to like have their face attached to it. So like if they ask you some really wild stuff, it's just you get to answer it without you knowing who they are and stuff. And I thought that would be funny because like I'm really gonna answer them. And like I don't know. So the first one is like, I say like a lot. What's your favorite sport? And I never got to play sports in school. I didn't really watch sports growing up, but like I like track, I like the idea of track. I never got to do like sports in school, but I just understand all you gotta do is run and just give yourself energy. You don't have to do certain special things like body sculptors and stuff, or like football and like basketball, all these rules and stuff that I honestly never cared to understand. Like I watched this stuff happen and like I just be like, that looks cool, like they're throwing balls around. I just want to run. Shoes up, shoes up. I never really watched sports. I didn't have people around that was that pressed for sports and stuff. And like I didn't have a lot of like masculine type, not saying sports are only masculine, but like I didn't have a lot of masculine energy around to get us into that type of stuff. Nor was I like really interested, so I would pick track if I had to. And I like going running sometimes. More often than like not, though. Me keep it down. Who was the last girl you texted? I think it was probably my older sister or one of my sisters, or like that's it. Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel when someone tells you they like you? Before, I used to be like, you're lying. But it's like, I feel like they don't like me the way they probably are saying. I feel like it's like, oh, you're only saying you like me to get something. But that is like a programming that needs to die. Because, yeah, before I used to kind of like, be like, yeah, you're lying, like especially like at the end of high school or like early college. If someone told me they liked me, minus what I actually like went through with certain guys and stuff. But like when someone told me they liked me, I would just be like, what do you like? And not like just platonic. Like if it's like romantic, I'm like, you can't like me. I don't know why. I just feel like it's a joke. But like, I'm the type of person, you can't really talk about it. You have to kind of like show it, because I've been through that talking thing. not show, prove. It takes a lot for me to believe you. Not that I'm not likable, but I don't feel like people like me the way I would need them to like me. Like, I don't expect the world from a dude if he tells me he likes me. But it takes me, I don't just listen to that and be like, oh, like, what's the best way to sleep? Tired. The best way to sleep, I usually sleep on my back, but that be hurting. So I'll sleep on my side and switch it every now and then, like every other night, so I can like balance out the pains I'm feeling for different reasons. But I try to like stretch and stuff so my sleep be better and all that. But yeah, best way to sleep is like tired, because you'll really sleep good. I have no problem falling asleep, never did. I keep myself up when I want to, but like if I'm like actually tired, if I just put something down or turn off the lights, I could fall asleep. Like even if there's noise, I really could fall asleep in noise. It's kind of weird. Who are you trying to get together with? This question is so weird to me, because like, why is that like the question? Like, who and not are you? I don't have any like, I don't have a person that I'm trying to get with right now. I am trying to like get my life together. I would like to be with someone, but like not someone specific. Like, nah. I will say I'm trying to get with somebody that's like into the same things I'm into, and like it doesn't matter what they look like or like what they have per se. Just kind of like have like the same goals as me, like towards like the middle end of our life. Like I'm not gonna try to get with someone who wants to live fast while I'm like trying to build. Like if we're both young, right? You're trying to just do whatever, and I'm trying to actually like do something. I don't want to be with somebody like that, even if it's for the moment, because we're not, I don't want to do that. Like, and actually try to be with somebody. I mean, I'll have fun and stuff because I'm young, but like, I'm not gonna like try to get with someone that clearly doesn't have the same goals as me just because I want to be with them. That's what I mean. I'm not forcing anything, and I'm also not chasing or begging or just sitting on my like, I'm just trying to get my shit together and then be with somebody that's also doing that. It doesn't matter. Like, we can help each other. The next one, wait, this one is so weird. It has like 3 emojis. It's like a guy and a girl. I don't know what it means. I don't, but I'll take the nigga. I know. Anyway, next question. Do you think birds are real? Not all of them, bruh. I'm sure most birds are real. Like, some of them are death surveillance. It'd be so obvious, too. Sometimes. Like, one time I caught a bird that just wasn't, 2 birds that wasn't moving for real. But they were gone the next day. Like, it was just weird. Like, you could tell those ones weren't real. But regular birds that, like, fly in flocks and stuff, they could be. I actually don't like getting too deep into like if birds are real, because that would mean none of us are real. Cause like they usually have internals and stuff that we can't see unless they're like dead and split open and shit. So like, if those internals are fake, are we fake? I don't think birds. Have you ever cried during a movie? I cry about everything. Like I literally today I cried over a song. Like I cried every time 9/11 stuff would come on, and like the 2000s and stuff, I would cry. Anytime I watched documentaries about sad stuff, I would cry. I cry at all the little old Disney movies. I cry over nostalgia TikToks. I cry when my period's coming. I cry on my period. I cry over being upset. I cry being happy. I cry being... I'm like a real, true, literal crybaby. And it's like, it's a blessing and a curse, because it's like, oh wow, you have emotions. But then it's like, why is she always crying? But yeah, I like actually crying, because it shows that I have feelings, because usually I don't do that, like, without crying. Like, at least lately, I've been kind of to myself a lot. But I'm trying to change that, especially with this like YouTube thing. Like, hopefully if people like watch this and like get to know me a little bit, it'll help me like talk to people and stuff. But yeah, I'm a crybaby, just know that. I never watched Marley and Me. I think I watched like The Notebook, but it, like, not actively watching it. I think I just saw it on TV, like in my house. But I don't remember something I cried at, like a movie. But I remember today I cried over a song. Literally, a song. It was Anything by SZA. And I know why I was crying, but I'm not going to talk about it. What's your favorite song at the moment? Tequila Shots by Kid Cudi. I have a lot of favorite songs right now. I love Drive Me Crazy by Lil Yachty. That's it right now. Those are my like favorites. If I had to pick two. Yeah, that I'm willing to share. I'm opinion on... This one is a couple of them. Music. I'm gonna answer them one at a time. It's like, I really love all types of music. Like, I'm into all types of genres and stuff. Most of my life, I listened to like alternative and indie and stuff. But like, as I got older, I opened up to like more like rap and like hip hop, like different, even different stuff like rock and stuff. Like, I started listening to a lot of things after I turned like 20. I played some instruments in like middle school. Honestly, I only played some of the instruments so I could go to Six Flags, and that was like the first time I went to Six Flags. I was like 10 years old. Because I played the clarinet. But oh yeah, I played the flute first and then the clarinet. But you know, that was fun. I liked it. I just didn't like the stress that came with having an instrument, like a rental instrument and stuff. Like, you had to really take care of it, and then like your mom or whoever your guardian is, they're kind of over your head about it because they would have to pay for it, whatever. I mean, like, I didn't have a lot of money growing up, so like for kids who played instruments and stuff, or like did something musical, it was kind of like, it kind of gave them more status. Like, they had like, they were in a way like smarter, so it made it like easier to learn in school, or like something. I don't know what it meant, but after that I stopped playing instruments because I was like, I can't even have the instrument I want to play here, because like I would have to buy it myself, and then like, you know, I wanted to play like keyboard and piano and stuff, or like sing, but I was shy, and the band kept people from like looking straight at me. I liked singing, I liked songwriting. Like, I would write songs and poems when I was a kid. Like, a lot, actually. I always imagined, like, kind of being famous, but I was always shy. So, like, it was literally just, like a thing, like, in my head. But, you know, life goes on. Speaking of life, this next one is my opinion on life after death. And I feel like we don't actually die, like ever since the passing of my mom, I've had a lot of like spiritual what's the word? Spiritual enlightenment. Like, I don't know everything. I'm not a monk. Even before that, I was kind of getting into like certain things, like things that people are not normally like trying to dig into, because it's like, it looks crazy or whatever, or it's like a rabbit hole, like astrology and all that. It's like, to me, it's just kind of like connection, but connection to like, it's my connection with all that spiritual stuff is my connection with like God, but personally. But life after death, I feel like we all are like evolving. Like we have like deaths that aren't physical, so it's like there is like no such thing as like life after death if there's always life and death. Personally, I've had too many coincidences with like what feels like spiritual visits from my mom or like any other passed over individual connected to her and stuff, and it's like it feels like she's still here, but like her body is not here, which is like frustrating because like I literally, her existence was so intense and it's like recorded, and like our like experience, like our life so heavily. Like for the longest time when she died, I figured I could just walk in the door and she would still be home. Like it didn't hit me that she's like, her body's not here, but like it felt like she was still like around. Like it's been like that for so long. It's just like her spirit probably is still here. Like that's just how energy doesn't die, but people do. Astrology next. My sun sign is Aries, and a lot of people are only into like sun sign astrology, like basic traits and stuff, and I'm like, I'm over here, I'm into astrology for sure, but like I'm not like the type of person that's like, I'm not gonna talk to this person because they're this, or like like writing stuff off just because someone is like their sign. Like there's like placements and stuff that could like alter their sun sign a lot. The placements matter. This is usually a touchy topic for people because they like to like use it kind of like race or like religion, kind of like it'd be like traits, and then people generalize like seriously in life, like all the way, and it's like, whoa, it's just not supposed to be that deep. It's actually supposed to be like kind of like something you learn from, not drill into like people's personality just because you feel like they that way. Like, nah. But again, the beauty about astrology is that perspective is like key, and like you'll always see things from that perspective, unless you're willing to like open up. Like there's some astrologers that are into like houses, like degrees and I'm into astrology, but not like that deep. I just take the traits and like I like make observations and I make jokes and stuff, and I like, you can tell when someone's a blank, or like I'll pay attention to like a rising sign or moon sign with their like sun sign, so I can get like a general idea of them, but I'm not like really gonna say that's who they are because I read something about their sign. I'm just gonna be like, this is what I take from you. Outfits. I never care for clothes and stuff. Like I care for looking presentable and like nice. Obviously you don't want to look like a mess, but I never had a bunch of cool clothes and stuff or shoes. I never had none of that. Like, and I never wanted it really. I didn't care. I did not care. I wouldn't be bullied or anything. Obviously people always have something to say, but like I wouldn't be like bullied for like lack of clothing or like name brands. I was like messed with for other stuff. So like clothes and shoes was not even like a I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I have different values in life over material things, especially something like clothes on your back and shoes. But I do like nice things. Like I do like brands. Like I have brand name stuff. I just don't like care for like judging somebody based off their clothes, because like, no. Meeting others is another question. How do I feel about it? It is kind of like difficult to like open up to people. Like, I mean, it's not really only people, it's me too. It's like when I'm meeting someone, I have to like flush the past all the time. Like, and as humans, we are like pattern driven. Like, we recognize that type of stuff. We like use patterns to like move on into the world and make better choices or different choices than we made before. But my problem is I like to hold on to the past a little bit, just a little bit. Especially with meeting people. Like, I'll tell myself, yeah, any new person is just gonna do exactly what the last person did. Especially when they're like back to back. The challenge of life is to let people be their own person and not like assume that somebody is just like the next person. Cause that don't be the case. Arts. I used to use art for like fun, and then I ended up using it for like a stress relief, and then over time it became like a chore, because the type of art that I do takes like more than like a couple days for me to be satisfied with it. Like, it's a lot of details and like a lot of meticulous lines and like colors and stuff. Like, it's not like Van Gogh, but it's clearly like some trippy stuff, so I have to take my time with that. Sometimes I do smaller canvases because those take like, probably if I was consistent, a couple days or a week. But like, usually the bigger ones, or like ones that I really like, take like a little while. Like, but that's half my fault, because I could easily get some of those done if I just sat and did it. But like, I don't know, I have like a lot of art block. I did get back into it though. Like, there was a time where I was not touching no type of colored pencil or nothing. And I don't paint or anything, but I don't know, I started doing arts in like 2020. I was kind of inspired by like this like glass window in the hospital, and I went to the hospital for 5 days for something personal. But yeah, like that, in the hospital room I was only allowed like a composition book and like some coloring pencils. Not even, but I had some. And then I look at the window and I just start coloring. And then I wrote down I would make an account for it and like keep doing it, and I did. And then that just turned into like that. But it just became a chore after a while, because I started putting pressure on myself. And it's like, it's art. Children. I love children, bro. Like, children love me, actually. Children always wave at me. One time there was a kid out the window, literally not even 2 days in a row, but on 2 different occasions, he literally waved at me and was like, "Mommy!" And I was like, and then like, and I was like, kids just waving me, like babies stare at me. I'm just so shy, and I don't want people to look at me and be like, "Don't look at my kid," or like, "Don't talk to my kid." I don't know. I be feeling like, I don't know, cause like I care so much about children and kids and stuff. My dream like job to snap my fingers would be like playground monitor or something like that, or like being a mom. But I'm fucking terrified of that stuff. Like, honestly, bro, I'm so scared of like all that pregnancy stuff. But I'm sure I would get over it if I really wanted kids one day. Like, it's nothing you can't get over. But I think I want like 1 or 2 kids, but like I don't know if I want a boy or a girl. I don't even care about that. I don't think I would ever do like a gender reveal, or like because you know it's 2023, people is weird. People be their own person. I don't know who my kid is gonna be or what they're gonna want to do if I ever have a kid, so it's like I can't. I mean, you could be biologically who you are, but I don't want to like make it about that. It's supposed to be about the life, you know? But yeah, I would probably be friends with people that have kids. I just feel like they would probably not take me seriously, because like I'm like really young, and like I don't have a lot to show for myself on paper. But like I am very passionate about like all that stuff. I'm really passionate about that stuff, from like the pregnancy phase all the way to like when they're like growing up and stuff. Like I like paying attention to like kids and like development and all that, like mentally and just like all that jazz. Even people, but like especially like children. I think it probably comes from like traumas. Like I felt like I needed someone to like pay attention to those little things, and like I didn't have that. Not that I didn't have anything, but I didn't have like someone really tune into like my development, what I was like absorbing and stuff, because that's important. I just love kids and stuff. I'm really passionate about building a person. I feel like people with kids and stuff, they feel like now they can't be friends with people they used to be friends with, or like I'll get overwhelmed around somebody that probably has a kid because like I don't, and they have a whole different reality than me, but like I don't really have much of a party type lifestyle, so like I kind of feel like I've always been like made for like that life, like either be around people with kids or like have my own kids. Like that's how I feel about children. Like take care of them. Speaking of kids, the last question is about sex. What am I supposed to say about this? Well, I will say I used to be the type of person, right? I was like, I'm only gonna do that if I'm in a relationship, but people take that and run with it. They will get into a relationship with you just to have sex with you. So you gotta just feel that person out. Like I told myself after a certain relationship, I was like, you don't have to give rules to yourself. You don't have to like wait months and months or like be abstinent for years to be like pure, or like you don't have to be like a either. Like just do you, but protect yourself and like pay attention to who actually likes you. And it's hard. Like for me, it was always hard to gauge if someone actually liked me or if they like just liked my body or like just what I would give them. And like literally it took so long to just accept it. Like sometimes it's also your fault because the red flags usually do be there, and it's like you can't feel insecure and like hold on to people that you know are not good for you just because they're giving you something so low. You know, it's easier said than done, but I don't know. I'm not somebody that has sex a lot though. I don't really do that. Like I don't really mess around with a bunch of people. I don't just give myself out so easily. I just kind of like, I'm just human. I don't think sex is a bad thing. I just feel like people, like the culture right now is kind of very sexual. Like even when I was like, just kind of like in this phase of like, I don't want to call it attention seeking, but like in a certain phase in life, I still wasn't like, my mind wasn't on like lustful things. It was just like what is it called? Like it was like something I had to do, not like something I wanted to do. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. Sex is not like my focus in life. Like it's nice, but like I don't look at people and think about just sex with them. That's usually like one of the next or last. Also, I don't think you have to wait till marriage or wait till you're in a relationship, but I also think you should be careful who you mess with, even protected, because energy is real. People really change your life. Literally, actually. Like, they can change your life with like certain behavior and like thoughts, and like their own stuff is gonna be transferred to you. And that is like all mental, spiritual, and emotional, all that can be just transferred into you, like even protected. Like that is like an exchange of a lot of energy. So you want to be picky and choosy who you do that with, because that stuff will transfer. I think personally though, it's good to like not do that though for a while, like, because you need to like just even being around people a lot, just anything with a bunch of like energy, you should just be to be with yourself, like honestly a little bit. For me personally, I've been by myself for quite some time, but if you're somebody that like needs people all the time, you need to be messing around with people all the time, or you need to be talking to people all the time, or you need to be like in a romantic situation with someone all the time, it's like, do you know yourself? Do you? But that was fun. Those were a couple questions to get to know how I think about certain things. I feel like that's usually like just as good as like questions about me personally, because when you get to know how someone thinks, you basically get to know them, basically. But I might do another video like just questions about me, if I even get those questions. But I'm glad this was like all like random, and they kind of all came together eventually. I wrote them down, but I promise I actually got the questions. I'm gonna put them on the screen while I'm answering them. So yeah, I just wanted to get some next. There's like no apology, except the only apology is sorry this was so long. I'm gonna probably cut down so much of it, but also the lighting, but who cares?